I love Skyrim, but it's been out for almost 13 years now, and despite all the great times I've had with it, I think it's time to flip things up. I totally underestimated how hard this challenge would actually be to play, and even more so watching it back. So hold on to your sweet rolls and prepare for a really disorientating carriage ride. As for the rules, we know what the main challenge is supposed to be, so just don't cheat. If you're interested in how I flipped my screen, I went to my display settings and I chose landscape flipped. Doing this inverts the mouse movements, so up is down and down is up, as well as left is right and right is left. But for the keyboard, forward and backwards are the same, but left and right are also swapped. I struggled so much to make this character. It took me over 13 minutes just to navigate the menus and the sliders and stuff, just for him to end up looking like this. Although this is my first long form style of video, I'm gonna be starting a tradition here that I voice my characters after I make them. So from here on out, I'll be speaking as Upsy Downsies. And now we can finally get to the point where every good run begins. On our hands and knees, looking at a big, burly, masked man in the eyes. I'm gonna preface this now, if you get motion sick easily, then you might have a tough time watching this video. So I won't be upset if you flip your phone upside down or invert your monitor settings to have an easier watch. All that aside, let's get into the real beef and potatoes. My initial movements were just as I expected. I ran the wrong way. But after making it into the watchtower, I was honestly thinking that this wasn't gonna be a very hard challenge. I already got lost. You know those words that I just said like 8 seconds ago? Yeah, those were really wrong. Alright, Hadvar, get these kinky cuffs off of me. I want to get some armor. I want to find a weapon because I am an elite warrior. Shooting these frostbite spiders was my first use of the bow, and I've honestly got to say it felt kinda good. Now hear me out, I'm not saying I prefer it, but compared to the melee weapons, it really wasn't that bad. Obligatory wolf attack. It's always a sight to see Gruff Balls chilling in his chair, but I got more important things to do right now, like pretend to read this dialogue so I can go be Farengar's errand boy. Bleak Falls Barrow. I really hate this place. Not only am I doing slave work for that stupid court wizard, but I found out that navigating dungeons while upside down is harder than a Draugr's ancient bone. Woo! Shout out to the Draugrs, they got the first kill of the run. And the second. Actually, you know what? Drop a comment below with how many deaths you'll think I'll have by the end of this run. I'll give you a little hint too. The Thalmor Embassy gets kinda messy. I gave the Dragonstone back to the ambiguous, condescending, no drip having clothes with low thread count, upside down looking mage, which means we're almost to the first dragon fight of the run. I really thought this was going to be more exciting and fun, but it just wasn't. I ended up dying like 4 or 5 times and had to resort to hiding in the doorway with my bow. Even then I almost died and learned that if I'm put under pressure and have to make quick movements or decisions, all of my motor skills fail and I end up staring at the ceiling and running around in circles. But due to all the help from the NPCs, the dragon was finally slain and I got to unlock the first part of Unrelenting Force. After the dragon at the watchtower, I enlisted Lydia to follow me around and be my bait because my hand-to-hand combat wasn't getting any better. And after a bunch of dialogue and another uneventful trip, I started the journey to the top of High Hrothgar. I did engage in as many wolf fights as I could to try and get better with my melee, because even though we all love to hide in the shadows and use a bow, it just wasn't going to cut it for this run. I had a couple of slight confusions when the landscape started to slope up, but it was nothing that my little orange guy brain couldn't handle. For now. Is it just me, or does anyone else also try to hit as many people as they can with their shouts here? Great shout and all, but this will probably be the first and last time that I use the zoom shout. And just like that, I'm back in another dungeon. But this time, I'm looking for a man's horn. And you know damn well that I hoed Lydia out to the Draugr so I could get these easy bow shots in. Hurry up, Delphine. All you do is yap. Just remember that you're stuck in here with me, buddy. You're almost on par with that Altmer freak Ellen. Woohoo, hey, how you doing? I didn't see you there. You know what? I think I left my sweet rolls in the kiln. I'll be right back. After Malborn let me into the back room in plain sight of everybody at the party, this cat said it was stinky and hurt my feelings. But that doesn't matter because this next bit is the part of the run that I struggled with the most. I took numerous breaks and almost quit the whole run twice. So grab a snack, sit back, and watch me die. A lot. Ah, Delphine, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad to see your face for once. Huh? Wait. You want me to walk around Riften sewers and look for an old man? Oh, hell no, your ass tweaking, Delphine. You better hurry your old ass back up these stairs. I do not care if you have bad knees, man. Drink a stamina potion or something, because I am not escorting you out of here. After completing the filler quests, we can finally advance to the more interesting stuff, like reuniting Esbum and Helfine. But for real, nothing notable happened during those quests that I wanted to show. It was just more sloppy fighting and running into walls and stuff. But after all the Blaze lore, I was finally able to make my way up to the third of the world. Well, at least I tried to make my way up. Looking back at the recording, I got turned around so much that I literally walked back and forth in one spot on the mountain for 15 minutes. I think the horizon being at the bottom of the screen whilst taking up the majority of the screen was just cheese grating my brain. This made me realize that the physical challenge itself isn't hard. It's the mental gymnastics that you have to go through that makes it tough and frustrating. For example, the run up to the top of the mountain is very easy on paper. You use the clear weather shout a couple times, maybe kill an ice wraith, but turn the game upside down and you're worried that you might turn the wrong way and fall off the mountain, or miss the bridge, or like in my case, simply just can't figure out where to go. Enough of me complaining, because I finally found party snacks. Now let's speedrun some more filler quests. We gotta visit the old folks home, speak to a resident. We gotta visit the local library and do a little loitering. We gotta find the crazy ice dueling mage and give him a little kiss. We gotta get killed by a skooma addict, rebirth, and then kill said skooma addict. Now pause. Nope. Play, but speedrun over. After all the mental trauma that this run has caused me already, I decided to do this jump puzzle out of my own free will. Nobody forced me at all. I just wanted to see what would happen, how it would go. And let's just say that it was very interesting. I wouldn't do it again, but I'm glad that I did. This was probably my most stressful moment of the whole run. I'll just let it play out for you. You know I was already cheesing on this metal monarch because there ain't no way I was throwing fisticuffs with it. This puzzle is the epitome of regression, depression, and aggression. The only thing that could make this worse is if it was upside down. Wait a minute. Time travel. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm going to keep it a buck right here. I died fighting Alduin, even while hiding behind the word wall. Dragon fights might actually be the second worst part of playing this upside down, with walking up hills being the first, of course. But that leads us to more story time. I paid the carriage to take me to 3 places, 3 cities that if walked would have taken many paces, across the map without a nap, just to get some people together to yap. All of that effort just to convince Gruffballs to capture a dragon in his house made for catching dragons. Who wouldn't want a pet dragon in their house made for dragons? What's the matter? No dragons? Whatever, let me hop on and yip my ass out of here. This dragon was trying to talk to me, but I was too busy miring myself with a third-person camera to really care. I was low-key hyping myself up for a massive sprint straight through the ruins and crypts because I knew I stood no chance fighting the countless amounts of draugrs and the dragons that'll be flying around these parts. I didn't even fight this dragon priest, I just slipped right under his bony arm and dolphin dove straight into Sovngarde. After a little bit of fog running, I had to pass the beefcake test. I died almost immediately, but that means there was a little bit of hope for me. By hope, I mean cheese. Let's just say that the cheese gods blessed me during this fight. I'm going to cross this bony bridge, and then I'm going to come back across this bony bridge with friends. I'm sorry guys, there's no epic boss fight right here. It consisted of me getting hit by Draco Meteor over and over, healing, using Dragon Rend, and hiding behind a tree while I missed most of my shots at Alduin. But, hey, this is cool, right? I bet you've never seen Alduin explode upside down like that before. And with the run coming to an end, I have a couple things that I want to say and talk about. One being that I lost my voice from the last audio clip to now, which was less than 24 hours ago. But what's important are my final thoughts on the upside down run, and I think it was very mentally challenging. It was fun, albeit extremely frustrating at points as well. Honestly, it really wasn't that hard of a challenge. It was just more of a brain moshing thing to try and do. You can either move like really slowly so your brain can catch up to what's happening around you, or you just speed run through everything so your brain doesn't have a chance to understand what's happening. I would love to do more challenges like this in the future, and I would love to stream them while I do it. So if you guys have any challenges or maybe even some speedrun ideas that you'd like me to see, then leave a comment down below and I'll gather up some and do a community post on which one I'll do first. Also, please leave a comment regarding the video as a whole. This is my first actual video and I know I can improve a lot, but I want to hear the good and bad criticism from you guys. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.